Congratulations, you just won the home real estate lottery. You are a seller in 2022. One of the best things you can be in this economy in general is a home seller. Now, you better enjoy the heck out of this process. Well, maybe you can kind of empathize even, which would be even better. But I can tell you that if you are selling and then buying, you're going to have one heck of a ride on the sale and one hell of a ride on the buy for two completely different reasons. So today's video, I'm going to talk to you about what are some expectations of being a seller in Fort Collins in Northern Colorado in 2022. What's up everybody? My name is Patrick Soukup with Soukup Real Estate here in Fort Collins, Colorado. Without any further delay, let's jump into today's video of being a seller in 2022. Alrighty, so just setting some expectations. You have won the real estate lottery. Don't get me wrong, you have obviously taken a huge risk at some point in time in the recent past. Even as short as a year ago, with 20% appreciation, you could actually sell your house and make a profit without having done anything. Now, if you, but that's still a risk, because who knew what the market was gonna do at the beginning of 2021, same thing with 2020. Every time that you decide to take on a 30-year mortgage or 15-year, or I would say very risky is a 7-year ARM that I am hoping that many of you are not going to take, especially with the current interest rate environment. But at some point you took a risk and now you are deciding to sell and you get to cash in on this investment that you made, but there is so many different factors that go into this, and determined by what your actions are can tell you how successful your transaction is going to be. So in this video, let's talk about what you can expect and how maybe you can best position yourself to get the highest return possibly for your house. All right, similar to number one on the first part of being a buyer is definitely align yourself with a listing agent who is doing a significant amount of deals and can help you navigate and get the highest return for the sale of your property. But we won't dive into that, but let's dive into what you can expect from selling your home. I can tell you guys that with certainty, the homes that are turnkey ready, specifically the ones that are extremely updated, looks like Chip and Joanne Gaines went in there and vomited on them, and you've got your shiplap, your coppers, your Edison light bulbs, your updates, flooring, it smells delicious, very clean, new carpets, new flooring, paint, all that good stuff. They are absolutely getting a premium. If all you have to do at the closing table is turn your keys over and the buyers can move right in and not have to do a frickin' thing, the majority of buyers would prefer to do that. So you yourself, if you are in that position, you are probably going to get a premium than most on the market would. On the flip side, if your house has been lived in pretty hard for 20 years, requires some new carpet, new paint, all that kind of stuff, you need to talk with your listing agent about what the highest return would be on your investments, whether that's minor repairs, filling in nail holes from the pictures that you removed to declutter and depersonalize this house, to taking TVs off the wall and filling in anchors, or fixing the door that's rubbing against the wall, or the window that's broken. These are things that you need to discuss about what is going to stand out to a buyer. The next step up is, are you going to replace the carpeting that's 20 years old? Are you going to offer a credit to the buyer? What about painting? Are you gonna paint the place because you've got this mauve pink bathroom that just sticks out? Well, it just depends on one, your timeline, and two, how much you're willing to invest. And depending on the agent that you're working with, they might have a concierge program that you could align with, that they could maybe either front the cost and then on the backside you repay them with the proceeds of the sale, or you yourself is making that investment and then on the backside you're seeing the return on that investment. So determining what you need to do is probably the first and most important thing you need to do to prep your house. Some high-level ideas are going to be, again, minor repairs, major repairs, flooring and paint. At this point, you probably don't necessarily want to do a full kitchen remodel or a full bathroom remodel unless there is something that is behind the walls, aka that nasty MOLD word, and you came to knowledge of it and need to take care of that. From there, declutter the house. Get things off the ground. Toys, boxes, your garage, your attic. All of these things will give vision to the buyer that you yourself are a phenomenal homeowner. And what that will do is give them more confidence that they're going into this house without having to do anything. Depersonalize. You want to come into this house as a buyer and think to yourself, I can live here. Not that you're looking at the walls and you see the Robinson family of 4 playing on the backyard, because that's all you see, and say, oh, what a cute family. But you don't see your family. Depersonalize. Deep clean. Window sills, door sills, windows themselves, inside, outside, carpets, ceilings, fans, dusting. All of these things are things that are just very, very detail oriented that you wouldn't think make a difference, but they really make the biggest difference. When these buyers come through and they look, they only have 30 to 45 minutes. And the smallest of issues can make the biggest of impressions. If you see this, clutter and the windowsills are disgusting and they just half wiped out, then what else is this seller hiding? Remove the questions from a buyer with the limited amount of time that buyer has in that home. Have phenomenal curb appeal. Landscape is one of the easiest things you can do with sweat equity. Hire a landscaper. Make sure that when the person walks into the house, they are seeing a pristine home. If you have any odors, get rid of them. At that point, I don't care necessarily what the cost is of replacing the carpet and painting the rooms. If you have a house that unfortunately smells like dog piss or cat piss, you got to take care of that. Odors are one of the things that will drive buyers away immediately. It will scare the living shit out of them. And if you got that shit in the carpet, unfortunately, you are going to have buyers that aren't willing to make an offer. You are wanting to put your house in a position, depending on your goals, to receive multiple offers. Now, when all of these things are done, you've taken care of, you walk the property with your real estate agent, you've built kind of this plan of highest ROI for the home with a reasonable budget that makes sense for you and yours, then at this point, you guys need to, discuss a market analysis and a market approach to how you are going to price your home. In the market that we're currently in, I always give 3 ideas: market, needle in the haystack, and a bidding war. If you aren't going with either market approach or a bidding war, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. No one really knows what market value is to a home because each home has a different set of buyers. Supposedly there are 12 buyers to every house that is on the market right now. If you have 12 buyers to every house that is on the market, you are wanting to get anywhere from 5 to 10 offers on that house. And from there, you get to choose. So marketing your house at a price that makes sense to drive buyers, drive foot traffic, and hopefully drive offers would be my best recommendation for you as a seller going into this market. Now, when you decide on that list price and you get your house onto the market, of course, you need to have professional photography. You need to discuss staging. You need to be able to allow people to envision themselves living in the home, sitting on the couch. A vacant house, yeah, it's nice, but you really don't get a feel for how furniture fits into spaces and how it really lays and flows. So professional photography, 3D tours, Matterport, staging, videos, having a video on YouTube, social media marketing, flyers, open houses. I 100% still recommend doing all of the above to get as much activity on this home as possible. You as a seller are probably going to sell a house once every 5 to 7 years, maybe a little bit longer as people are staying in their homes a little bit longer, but you have one shot at this. This listing agent should hopefully be doing 10, 12, 15 listings a year, if not more. And they can take you through this process to make sure that your house, the one opportunity that you get, is the best opportunity for you to succeed. So having all of those things still taken care of and not just relying on such a crazy market is of utmost importance. Now, if all goes well, your house is ready, it shows, tons of activity, walkthroughs, offers. Again, this is where having an active, very understanding agent of the market is critical. And the reason is you're gonna have 5, 10, 15 offers laid out in front of you. You need to decide, one, what are your goals as a seller? Are you trying to sell quick, get out fast, recoup as much money as possible? Are you trying to have an easy, headache-free process? Are you needing the house until your new build gets built and finished? What are your goals? And between you and the seller, you guys need to have what matches those goals the best. And what that could be is a cash offer closed quick. It could be a financed offer that allows you to live in the house for 60 days after closing. But you also need to look at the viability of those buyers. What I would suggest, obviously the first and probably most important to a lot of people is price. So you're gonna look at price, you're gonna break it down. What are they bringing to the table? Do they have down payment? Are they supplying an appraisal gap? What are they doing on the inspection? How quickly are those deadlines being met? From there, it's really kind of an art and a science to develop and get the best offer. I'm not saying that it's necessarily the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but you are in a position to where you could go back to these buyers and say, hey, listen, you are very close. Your lender has called, you're a very strong buyer. There is a higher offer than yours, but we feel more comfortable talking and moving forward with your lender. Are you able to increase your price to X? I think your listing agent should be in a position to have conversations with 1, 3, 5 different buyer's agents to discuss what it's going to take to supply you as a seller the best, cleanest, smoothest route. This is negotiations, and it's very important that you have smooth negotiations. I think it's very important as well that you act in good faith and not because you are in a position of power, wielding that power over everybody, but it is something to where it is a one-time chance in the market that we're currently in, that you've taken a risk 3, 5, 10, 15 years ago, that you now have the opportunity to cash in. And I can tell you, you need to be in a position, if you're going to buy another house, you need to be in a position where you're able to do that. Don't look back and make a regret that you didn't do everything you possibly could to make your listing and home sale as successful as possible. So I hope this video has helped you understand some expectations, what you can do to do a better job listing your house, some expectations of your listing agent, and having a successful transaction in Fort Collins in 2022. If you have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to comment below. Send me a text, call, email. My information is all below in the notes. Otherwise, thank you for watching and enjoy. Take care.